Okay, I've been talking to another open stage host. He's been kind of picking my brain about how I do stuff, as maybe some data points and points of reference for how he might tweak or not tweak his own methods. We do things very differently, but I think it's a good point, a good time. This is all fresh in my mind to kind of revisit list management, how I do it. There's other ways to do it. This is how I do it. The list management in open stage hosting. So, my overall format is 3 songs, 15 minutes over a 3-hour span. So that's 12 slots. I reserve a couple of little carve outs that I use kind of as ballast when I need to make sure that we're on time. And the reason that I prioritize as much as possible, I want people to get what they came for. They get the time they came for. That means that I need a little bit of wiggle room so that we're not like, if we start running behind, which happens, that it's not coming out of the later slots and finally the last person gets up and they only get to play one song. That stinks when that happens. I hate it when that happens to me. Every player hates it and they see it coming. We want to avoid that kind of situation. And so, as I've talked about before, I have a little slot that I reserve called the fudge factor. It's for overruns, it's for walk-ins, it's so I can squeeze somebody in for one song who got here when we had a full list, but just at least let them have something for coming all the way down. It's for whatever I need time for. I also tend to reserve the last slot as my slot, as the host closing slot, but I will readily give it up if we've filled up the list and now there's another person. I'll give up that slot. If we've filled up the list and now 3 more people walk in, I will turn that into a lightning round where 3 people get to go play one song each, rapid fire after each other. I'll turn it into what I need it to be to make it work. I also will play a couple songs to get the thing started, and I typically will make that happen right before it starts. Although in the past I've reserved the first slot, I've sort of amended that, thinking to a better practice of I'm going to play a song or two right before we start. And the purpose of me doing that is, again, break the ice, make sure the gear is working and that there's no big technical issues, settle the room down. I don't want like a novice player to have the challenge of a noisy room with a lot of conversations that they got to get up there and just start playing. I want that first player to have a focused room that's ready to listen as much as possible. You can't control for everything, but settling the room down is an important thing to do as the host. Anyway, I do that. Now we're up and running. Now, the players, like I said, have, I do in-person signups, kind of first come, first serve. I put the list out about half an hour before the show starts, and they can pick their slots. Now, here's the thing that seems like a little conundrum, and we're just going to have to approach it with common sense and accommodation as much as possible. Some people, a lot of open stage players are nervous about going first. So they pick a slot that's further back. Some people also have they got people coming, but they're not going to get here till 7, so they pick a slot that's after a particular time. And then some people are just trying to pick the best available by whatever rubric they use. But when we actually start going, and I play my song or two, someone has to get up now. And so, how do we handle the gaps? Well, I want to eat up those gaps. I want to eat up those gaps and start using that time to do one of several things. To either, first off, have a gap that if someone walks in the door late, I can get them on for the full time they came for, if possible. If we have open slots, obviously people can take them. But what if that open slot was the first slot? Well, it's just going to move. I'm going to float it to the end, and we're going to move to the first person who is here. They're going to be up first. Now, if they have a problem with that, which very rarely happens. Most people just understand. Again, common sense. Okay, so who's up? The first person on the list is so and so. Even if they signed up for, let's say the thing starts at 6, they signed up for 6:15. You're first. I mean, I'm not gonna just keep expanding my slot. I think we all understand that. So they come up first. We move on to next, and any gaps are gonna get sort of float timed for other purposes. People coming in. Or if we just have a light list, I'll just make an announcement. Hey, we have a light list. Everyone can do a little bit extra time. You know, you can do 4 songs, about 20 minutes, something like that. Just give that time to the players who are here. If it's apparent that we've got plenty of time to spare, I've still got my fudge factor. I've still got my closer. We can handle it. Now, let's say I get around, you know, we're starting to compress the list, and now the third person is someone who really, really wanted to get on at 7 because they have people coming. Okay, well, I'll accommodate them. Okay, well, let's leapfrog and let me know when your people get here, and then we'll bring you on then. I'm communicating with the person who's next up as the person who's on stage is getting to has finished their second song, is now doing their last song. I'm finding the next up person and I'm saying, hey, you're on deck, so do what you need to do to get ready. And that's the moment where they might say to me, hey, is there any way I could, I have some people coming in a little later, and I'll say, yeah, absolutely. Well, let me know when they get here, and so you just communicate, you accommodate, and use common sense. And you give the time back to the players. Like, I don't want to play 45 minutes at the end of the thing for me. No one's here to hear me. Everyone is here to get a little time for themselves. So I'll either spread it out as we go, or I'll say, for people who stayed, we have an extra 25 minutes. Anyone who wants to get up for one more song, and we'll just give it back again to the players who stayed as a little reward for staying the whole time. That's the kind of thing you do. Just accommodate, use common sense, and just be flexible. But we want to get the players up there, and we want to give them the time. That's the way to sort of guide yourself. All right, so till next time, see you at the open stage.